Welcome to comparing the main navigation for Remedyforce in Salesforce Classic versus Salesforce Lightning. This video is not intended to be all-encompassing, but just to be an introductory video over some of the basic differences that a user will see on login once they've switched from Salesforce Classic to Lightning. So in the video we'll cover switching from Classic to Lightning and back, accessing setup, accessing apps, and accessing tabs. Here I'm logged in to the same org in two different browsers. I'm logged in to the Classic and the browser on the right, which is Firefox Developer Edition, and then on the left I'm logged in Chrome in Salesforce Lightning. So the first thing we'll look at is switching back and forth, assuming for our purposes here that Lightning is enabled. There will be in the top right a switch to Lightning in the Classic UI, and once you've switched to the Lightning experience, to go back you'll click on your user icon, and then there's a switch to Salesforce Classic under the options section. So then accessing setup is a little different. In the Classic mode, either setup will be right here listed by Lightning experience, your username and setup, or you click your username and then click setup, and that takes you into the setup interface. In Salesforce Lightning there's actually a cog, and you click setup and then you click setup again, and it will take you to the setup page. And the setup page lays out a little bit different. There's still a quick find, a few other things, but it's a little bit different structure. One of the big differences is how you access objects. So normally you would go to create and then objects, and you see them listed here, where in Salesforce Lightning there's actually an object manager, which is fairly convenient. And then when you want to look at the object where you'd have to click on the object before, Salesforce has an edit that then brings up the field sets relationships rather than the things at the top, where if we go back into the Classic mode and click on an object, you'll see everything's listed across in a little type. You have to scroll down and scroll back up to get to it. So that's a lot more convenient. Accessing apps is quite a bit different in Classic versus Lightning as well. In Classic there's a drop down in the top right, the app menu, and you can go to Remedyforce or Chatter. I think by default most people log into Chatter, and you can change it of course to Remedyforce, but you would click the drop down then go to Remedyforce. In Salesforce they have what they call an app launcher rather than an app menu in Salesforce Lightning. So you click the app launcher and straightway you notice there are apps in the top. Well, what's different as compared to apps in the Classic mode, if we go back to Salesforce Chatter, let's say we wanted to look at then one of the other tabs. So if we're in Remedyforce and we go to our Remedyforce tabs here, Salesforce would go to the app launcher in Lightning and get there this way. You see the More tab is still the same, the little triangle drop down that gives you the tabs that won't fit unless your screen is super wide. That's still the same, but the All tabs has now been moved. So in Classic you go to All tabs and you see a vertical list of columns that contain all the objects and their tabs. Well, in Salesforce the tabs have been moved under App Launcher and into a section called Items, and the items are in columns, but they're, rather than the columns that are alphabetized vertically, these columns are alphabetized according to row horizontally, and so it's a little bit different. You scan across this way, a little bit of an adjustment there. If we wanted to go to the Task tab or the Incident tab, we would scan down through here, find the Incidents tab here, and we'd access incidents this way, where in the Classic UI we would scroll down until we see incidents in one of the columns and then click here. And we notice the view layout and accessing the views is a little bit different. Classic has a default recent view, and we have the option to select a different view here, or there would be some recent records here if I had looked at any incidents lately in this org. Where Salesforce kind of skips that. If you want to access one of the list views, you have to go on and select it from there. And so here we could do in both places, and you see it lays out just a little bit different color, more modern look. So this concludes comparing the main navigation for Remedyforce in Salesforce Classic versus Salesforce Lightning. Again, this is by no means comprehensive. If you'd like to see more features or have questions about it, post a comment and we'll try to create a video and respond to those. Thank you for watching and have a good day.